Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's now 5 o'clock, so I guess we could begin. Thanks everybody who was here on time. We have almost 40 participants, so I guess we can begin, and anybody else comes after, they could always join, right? So to start, my name is Imran Daniel. I am the Senior Business Development Executive at Genesis Insurance Brokers. Genesis Insurance Brokers has been the broker for PSU since 2019. And this year we decided what we normally do is that every year we would look at the medical plan that is offered to our clients. We would look it over and see what might need changing, what could be upgraded. And this year we roll out an entire package for PSU. It's with a different insurer. It's with Beacon Insurance Brokers. And our purpose here today is to guide you all through this plan, explain the benefits, talk a little bit about the pricing, and answer any questions that you all may have. What we will do first, though, is that I will let you all know that during the course of the presentation, if you all have any questions, you all could raise your hands at the bottom of the screen, and the host will share the question or read it back to me. That way we can answer the question in real time instead of waiting at the end and to ask questions. But feel free to ask questions at any time. So I'm going to share my screen here. And can begin. You all see the screen? Right. So this is basically an introduction of what we are going to go through. We're going to go through the plan. The plan has two divisions, persons up to age 65, and then there are persons who are 66 to 99. So we're going to go through schedule benefits for each division and explain to you all the benefits as they come up. So about Genesis, if you all haven't heard about us, we are a full service brokerage firm. We have been around. July the 2nd will be actually 3 years that we are called Genesis, but everybody employed here has been in the insurance industry for close to probably 75 years. So basically our name is new, but we are not. So for those of you all wondering, as I mentioned earlier, the insurer for this plan is Beacon. I guess most of us will know and have seen symbols and logos from Beacon. So we'll know who they are. They would be the yellow lighthouse you might see in ads, or for those of you all familiar with the cricket in the Oval, they are a very big sponsor of CPL cricket. And they are a known insurer in the industry. And they were very willing to collaborate initially with us to design this plan for PSU. So basically, we're going through here why health insurance is so important. In this time especially, we all know why health insurance is very important. We are at a very precarious time in our existence here in Trinidad and the world actually, and people are getting sick for one reason or the next. Mainly, we are very concerned about what's going on with COVID-19 at the moment. And one serious illness could destroy your savings or destroy your livelihood. Despite thinking that insurance is not important, health insurance might be a waste of time. When you do need it, you will need it. So before I continue into the definitions, there are some terms that will come up here that you all might need, that you all might not be familiar with. So these are the three main terms that will come up. You will see a lot of UCR, the term mentioned a lot. UCR means customary and reasonable charge. What that means is that if you have doctors, say in Port of Spain, that charge $500 for a visit, and you go to a doctor, say in South or Central, that probably charge $800 for a visit. if we look at all the other doctors that offer this service, we would realize that 500 would be the benchmark, right? So the $800 will be above the usual customary and reasonable charge. So insurers will look at that and they will base their benefits on what is called a UCR. The deductible is basically the equivalent of what you call the excess in car insurance. It is what you as the person have to satisfy initially before you begin to claim. And co-insurance would mean co-insurance is split up. This plan in particular, it's an 80-20 plan, which means that the insurer will cover 80% of the cost and you will cover 20%, which in terms means the co-insurance. Any questions so far? Everybody's okay? Yeah? All right. So persons will ask, how do you enroll on this plan? So previously there were members, PSU members who were on this plan, and all they need to do to come across this plan is to simply fill out a Beacon ACH form, which is the banking information, and come across the plan they choose. That's all they need to do. All pre-existing conditions accepted. There are no waiting periods. Your plan will continue as normal with no breaks in coverage. New members coming into the credit union or on the plan will have to fill out a group health statement if required, the enrollment form and the ACH form. These forms are basically one-page forms. They are very simple to complete, and I'm sure anybody at PSCU can assist you all, or somebody at Genesis can help as well. Now we get into the scheduler benefits for the persons up to 65 years old. So we'll start here. So the maximum benefits for this plan is $1 million, right? The benefit period means 3-year renewable, which means that it's a rolling benefit. It means that on the 4th year of the plan, your claims from the last 2 years minus from your 1 million, and you go forward to the 4th year with that amount. It's what you would call a rolling benefit, and that's how it goes each and every year. Your last 2 years goes forward. The deductible for this plan, as I mentioned earlier, it's $250 per person, and the family deductible is $500. Now, persons that come in onto this plan, new members, people might ask, are my pre-existing conditions covered? It is covered for the first 12 months, that condition only up to the amount of $2,500. So you might be wondering, I have, say, diabetes, will I get coverage at all? Yes, you will be able to get coverage, but only up to that amount. For the first 12 months only. And this is for new members, not existing members.
Hi, Imran.
Hi.
We have a question from Beverly Andrews.
Sure.
She wants to know, hi, are the forms available online or do you have to go in to collect them?
The Beacon forms can be emailed to anybody. PSU, I guess, would have those forms. If you all are interested, you all could either call them, ask them to email it, or we can do it for you as well. But preferably, we would like the forms to go through the credit union so they can keep a record of who is coming onto the plan, and they will inform us as well after. Yeah. But in light of what's going on, obviously, email forms are the better bet anyway. But you will have to print them still and sign them and send them back.
All right. We have 2 raised hands, one from Jaludin Khan.
Sure.
So I'm going to unmute Jaludin.
Sure.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi, good afternoon all. Break down that deductible again, because under the Sagicor plan, that was something that I was getting impacted all the time, that you have a deductible for dental, you have a deductible for eyes, you have a deductible for general doctor visit. And, you know, there were pre-figures, like, you know, they were like 600, 700. You had to clear those before you could get back a claim. So I'm new to insurance. So could you just walk me through that and how does the deductible work with this plan? Thank you.
Sure. So you mentioned dental and vision. They carry their own deductible. So we'll get to that later on, but their deductible, it's $100 each, right? The deductible per person means that if you have a claim for $500, you need to clear your deductible of $250 first, right? And then you will be paid the difference. So your claim, so say you break it down to raw figures, your claim is $500, the deductible is $250, all you will get back from that claim is $250. Right? Okay, you need to pay $250 first. Family deductible, it's normally 3 people. More than 2 people is a family. That's how they consider it. Up to any amount, right? So at least 2 people in that family need to clear the $500 first before the claims are paid. That answers the question, Mr. Khan? Yeah.
We have a next raised hand from Angela Sue.
Sure.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, I have a two-pronged question. One, as you would realize that people over 60 would have dropped off from the surgical plan, not because they want to, but because of the high deductible. And now we're hearing about this new plan, and people who remain members, I suppose those are the people under 60, remain members, they're able to come on without any fuss, right?
Correct.
Because that I had to pay that high deductible, I exited the plan. So I want to know, based on the fact that I, have been on that plan for years, if there's any consideration with people, for people like me, one, and two, I've joined another plan elsewhere. And I want to come back because I've been a member of this credit union for quite a long time, and I always support whatever they have. If I want to come back onto the plan now, having this other plan, how are you all going to treat with that?
Okay, so basically, if you're coming back onto the plan, right, there's supposed to be an open enrollment period, right? Mrs. Xiao, how old are you again? Sorry, you would fall into which division, the first or the second?
The first, I'm under 65.
Okay, good. So to join this plan, you would have to fill out the enrollment form and the ACH form, and you would have to fill out the forms to join, right? So you won't be able to continue the coverage as is. You'll have to reapply because you were off the plan.
Okay.
Right. With regards to the other question, what you will do is that because that is your only insurance right now, they will be deemed as your primary insurer. So you will submit any claims you have to that facility. They will pay the initial claim, and then the claim will be sent to this insurance if you join to settle whatever they didn't. So most likely you'll get back close to the money you spent because you now have 2 coverages now. So they will pay part, and this insurance will pick up the part that they didn't pay up to the limits that they have.
Okay, so what happens if I should exit this plan I'm on now and join you all? Or I'm on the 2 plans, and at some point I leave that primary plan and remain with you all. What happens in a case like that?
You'll just have 1 insurer, so you'll just be claiming through 1 plan.
Okay, and I will be able to I will be using your deductibles, etc.
Correct.
As if I'm a new member.
Correct.
Okay, understood.
Mhm. So we go on to the next slide here. So this is the other part of the benefits. Hospital room and board. Locally will be 700. All this is in TT, by the way. Locally will be 700. Overseas 4,000. The maximum amount of days that you could stay in a facility or claim for this disability is 31 days. The co-insurance we mentioned before. Intensive care units. Locally it's 1,000. Overseas is 4,000. The number of days that you could be there for this disability is 31 days that will be covered for. And the co-insurance factor remains the same. Miscellaneous hospital expenses. For those of us who have the unfortunate experience of going to hospital, you are charged for every single thing. They will charge you for gloves, syringes, who knows, probably a bedpan for all you know. This is what this benefit is. Everything that is deemed miscellaneous that you might overlook on a bill from the hospital, right? The surgical benefit, right? It's 80% of UCR, which means that it's 80% of whatever the cost is of the surgery up to what is reasonable and customary. The anesthesia is the same thing, 25% of the surgical UCR. Diagnostic, X-ray, lab, 80-20. Diagnostics obviously is self-explanatory. COVID-19 actually would fall under this, test and whatnot, would fall under this benefit. So that's something to note. Prescribed drugs, controlled drugs, antibiotics, 80-20. Radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and dialysis. It's 80% of the cost up to the UCR. This is a very, this radiotherapy and chemotherapy benefit. It should be noted because most insurances, they have caps. So they will cover 80% up to $100,000 or say $200,000 for the most. This is 80% up to the UCR cost of whatever the radiotherapy and chemotherapy is. So this is actually a very expansive benefit and something that's not offered a lot in the industry. Doctor's visits, $300, hospital, $400. You have to come home, $350, and the maximum is 1 visit per day. So you can't go by multiple doctors.
Hi, Imran. We have a question coming in from Natania Logan.
Sure.
So to know if a new enrollee has multiple pre-existing conditions, how will each condition be dealt with in terms of coverage?
If somebody has multiple pre-existing conditions, then depending on the age of the person, if the person is under 65, then those multiple pre-existing conditions will only be covered for $2,500 for the year. There's not, so they can't, so say you might have hypertension, diabetes, kidney failure. Of those three, all you have, the benefit you have is $2,500. It's not $2,500 each. Yeah.
We have a next question coming in from Jalaluddin Khan. Mr. Khan, for international travel insurance, can you explain how this will work? Do we get an international travel card?
Sure. So Beacon gives all members a card. On the back of the card, there's a number to call in the event that you are traveling and have an emergency, right? This number is to be used within 72 hours of the emergency. What will happen is that they will call the number on the back with an international number to notify Beacon of what is going on. Beacon will liaise with the facility, try and arrange payments, trying to facilitate everything that's going on while the member is there. So there is some provision for when you travel and you have an emergency.
One more question coming in from Chelsea Smart.
Sure.
Do these doctors' visits costs refer to the UCR? What do the figures refer to?
No. So if you realize the doctor visits are set. So it's $300, $400, and $350. It's not a figure left for the UCR. So they are actual figures. So where you see actual figures, those are the actual benefits. It's what they call a capped benefit. Yeah.
I have a raised hand from Serafina. So Serafina, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. My question is on the anesthesia. Yes.
Yes.
The 25%. 25% on the surgical UCR.
Yeah.
Yes. Just correct. I might be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
It used to be 50% is surgical. No. Yes.
I am not sure. That's something I'll have to check.
Yes, because I think it used to be 50% surgical. So you could just verify.
Sure.
Yes, because the anesthesia is usually very expensive, especially when you go to the private hospital. So my concern is that on the 25% there. Yeah, on the UCR.
Sure, I can check it and see.
Okay, and you'll let me know via email.
Yeah, I can get back to you all actually. I can get
Okay,
back to PSCU and they can contact you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Let's go to the next slide. Right. So this plan also covers physiotherapy upon referral. So you need to have a referral to go and do physiotherapy. You cannot just say that one day you go into a physiotherapist and start to do your physiotherapy. There needs to be a referral from a GP or a doctor saying why it is you would need to have this physiotherapy. The same goes for the psychologist and psychiatric benefit. These things are upon referral. So you cannot self-diagnose yourself. You need to have the doctor or the GP mention that Mrs. A or Mr. A needs to have this done and they should see this person. And then you could go and see the person. Repatriation of mortal remains, it's self-explanatory. If you are away, out of country and you pass away, then this insurance plan will cover up to TT 20,000 for the return of your remains. Durable medical equipment on initial equipment only, which means that if you have, say, a pair of crutches or some piece of medical equipment or some, say, a wheelchair, for example, they will cover the initial cost of it. So you can't damage the equipment and keep claiming for it. Yeah.
Himran, before you move on, we have a question coming from Sarah.
Sure.
Is there a time frame before you can claim for a surgery? Example, if a person joins in a few weeks, months later, they have to do a surgery for a condition they didn't know they had.
No, there's no time frame for surgery. So once you are approved on the plan, for new members, you can claim immediately. The only waiting period for new members are for dental and vision. Yeah.
One more question from Shelley Slater. Do you accept referrals from non-medical practitioners?
No. So there needs to be, you need to be referred by somebody who is on the medical registry of Trinidad and Tobago. There's a list of registered doctors and GPs. They need to be on that list. Yeah. Private duty nursing, this is explains itself. So somebody has to come to your house. They will cover the cost for $100 per day. If they have to do it in night, it'll be $150. Hospital will be $200. And this benefit goes on for 30 days. So acupuncture, it's the same like the others. It must be performed by a licensed physician. There's a list of licensed acupuncturists. that you have to go visit one of these people that are licensed. We have a lot of instances where people claim to do acupuncture, but they are not licensed. So this is very important and good to note if in the event you plan to use this benefits. It's always good to call first and find out if you are not sure if this person is licensed, and we could always check and let you know. The chiropractic benefits must be performed by a member of the Chiropractic Association. This is to make sure that this person is licensed and registered before they do anything. If they are not, then the benefit will not be covered. Airfare benefit, it's 80% up to $10,000, and you're covered for 2 trips for the year. Emergency ambulance, the benefit maximum is 25,000 US. There's no deductible, it's 100%, and they cover you for 2 flights for the year. Ground ambulance in Trinidad and Tobago, 100%. Internal lifetime limits. This will be a benefit that is available to all persons on the plan for the lifetime that you're on the plan. So if you have any mental and nervous disorders, they will pay you $25,000. AIDS, HIV, 50,000. Transplants, 50% off major medical, and your major medical is 1 million, so it's up to 500,000. Congenital birth defects, $250,000. These are lifetime limits. So once you exhaust these figures, that is the end of this benefit. Preventative care is very important, especially now. This preventative care is basically your annual checkups, visit the doctor. Persons can do their PSAs, pap smears, mammograms. You can get very good packages for $1,200, right? $1,500 is a very good amount for this preventative care. There are a lot of available packages out there. And what we do at Genesis is that if you have members that need to have this done, we can have it arranged. We can set up the meeting, we can set up the appointment, we can arrange a package for the member. This does not carry a deductible, this is 100% $1,500.
Imran, we have some questions coming in.
Sure.
So the first question is, what was the wait period for vision and dental for new members?
The waiting period is 3 months for each.
All right. Next question is, where can you find a list of registered and licensed medical practitioners?
It's something we could pull up on the internet. It is something that we could share with PSU and they could pass it around to members if they're interested.
Does the insurance provide a printout of all the benefits to the insured?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. So you could request a schedule of benefits. You could get your cards and whatnot. All these things are available to all the members.
Will a second opinion be covered if it is sought abroad?
No, unfortunately, no. The TT plans don't cover the second opinions.
How long is a waiting period for approval to be on the plan?
Once everything is in order and the person has satisfied the enrollment forms and the group health statements, once Beacon approves it, it normally takes no more than 2 weeks. In light of COVID though, and people not being physically in office, everything is done via email. So for now, it should be in that same 2-week category. If it goes a little over, well, I guess we can understand what may be the issues, but 2 weeks is normally standard time.
Is it possible to get a breakdown of the PSU GH Beacon schedule of benefits?
The what, sorry?
A breakdown of the PSCU GH Beacon schedule of benefits.
Yeah, sure. This is what we're going through here. So this will be available to PSU and they will be able to send it to whoever would like it to join the plan.
All right, and will the presentation be will this presentation be able to be reviewed later?
Yes, I believe that this is being recorded and would be shared on the PSU, I believe, YouTube channel. So it would be available, yes.
What is the process for submitting claims?
Claims would be made directly to the credit union, and then they would send it to us. And once all the claims are okay, it takes normally 10 to 14 working days to settle.
All right, that's all the questions for now.
Okay, so we go on to maternity here, right? It's submitted deductible, but no co-insurance. So a normal delivery is $7,500, which is a huge benefit in the insurance industry, because you would find that the benefits for maternity are normally between $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 in some cases. So this is a huge benefit for persons using this facility. Cesarean sections, payable as surgery, dilation and curettage, miscarriage is included in maternity benefit. It's $3,000. Prenatal maximum $3,000, and the waiting period for new members is 10 months. So if you come on the plan as of June the 1st, you have to wait 10 months before you can claim for any maternity benefits. Right, the dental and vision, we were speaking about this earlier. The vision maximum for the calendar year, it's $3,000. The deductible, they have their own deductible, which is $100. Contact lenses included as well. And waiting members, sorry, the waiting period for new members, 3 months. This is not for existing members, only new members. The dental, $3,000 as well. It carries its own deductible, it's $100. This also covers the orthodontic needs for children under 19, up to $4,000. The orthodontic annual maximum is $2,000, and the waiting period, again, it's 3 months. So besides being a health plan, this plan also carries a life benefit. So therefore, persons on this plan are covered under group health and group life. The group life benefit, it's $50,000. In addition to that, if you die by accident, your beneficiary will get an additional $50,000. We're going to go into the second division. Any more questions on this by chance? No? All right. So the premiums, everybody wants to know how much this will cost. For the member only, for group health and life, it's $229.50 per person, right? This is the basically the best premium for the best benefits in the entire credit union movement, right? Nobody else has these benefits for this price. Member plus one, it's $394.50. Member plus one could be husband or spouse. It's any member plus one. So it could be you and a child, anything like that. Family, it's more than 2 people, and any amount of persons can be one family. So if you have a family of 6 or a family of 7 or a family of 4, the premium remains the same, $589.50 per family. So now we're going to get into the age bracket of 60 to 99, right? The benefits are almost the same with some significant changes, and we'll go through them now. So the maximum benefit, it's $500,000, and the benefit period, it's for your lifetime. So once you turn 66, from that age to 99, your insurance coverage is $500,000. The deductible, I know somebody mentioned earlier, previously it was very high. The deductible for persons 66 and 99, it's the same as the under 65, which is 250, family deductible 500. Now, this is very important to note that pre-existing conditions for new members in this category are not covered. So therefore, if you are coming to the plan with pre-existing conditions, you will not be able to claim for that condition, but you could still have insurance. Hospital room and board, $500 locally. Overseas, $3,500 for a maximum of 31 days. Intensive care unit, 1,000. Overseas, 4,000. A maximum number of days, 31. Miscellaneous expense to enter this is the same as the under 65. There are certain limits here. It is the same as the last, the first division. Doctor's visits, office visits 250, hospital 300, home visits 300, 1 visit a day. Specialist visits for office, hospital, home, $400. Same number of visits, 1 per day. Physiotherapy, these benefits remain the same. It's 150, 200 for psychologist, psychiatric. Repatriation of motor remains 20,000. Durable medical equipment, same benefits. Private duty nursing, the benefits have decreased a little bit to $75 a day. At night, 100. Hospital at night, 120. Number of days per disability, 30. Acupuncture is the same benefit, $200. Chiropractic, $200. The same conditions apply. The person needs to be licensed and registered. Airfare benefit, ambulance remains the same, ground ambulance. These benefits do not change. The same as the internal lifetime benefits. Preventative care is up to $1,000. So like I said, if it is you need to do a checkup or you need to do some kind of annual routine, you could always let the credit union know, and we can arrange a package and everything else for you regarding this. So you wouldn't have to call around to find out who offers what. We will do that for you as well. At no cost, actually. So the vision benefit, it's $2,500 for the year, calendar year. Deductible is $100. Contact lenses included. The dental, $3,000. Deductible, $100. Same waiting period for both dental and vision for new members, which is 3 months. So once you come on, 3 months after that, you have to wait and then begin to claim. For this age group, there's also a life benefit. So therefore, they also have group health and group life. And the group life benefit is $25,000. This category comes in member only and member plus one. Member only, 66 to 99, it's $320.25. And member plus one, it's $595.25. These are very competitive benefits these are very competitive pricing for the benefits that you receive in this age category. We tend to find that persons, when they enter this age category, the benefits truly fall off and not as attractive as the other divisions. We try to make this as attractive as possible. We change up a lot of the benefits. If you were to look around other credit unions, this benefits and pricing is really amazing for this age category. And basically, this is the end of the explanation of the scheduler benefits for both divisions. You all have other questions. I'm here to answer any more. And also, if you all have any further questions after that, you can always contact the credit union or speak to one of us at Genesis directly. So any further questions?
Yeah, we have a few questions.
Sure.
who do you consider family on this plan?
Family could be husband, spouse, children, stepchildren, common law, adopted children. It's a
Prior to
wide
the
range.
age,
Sorry?
we have some raised hands, so I'm gonna allow some people to talk, right? To ask the questions.
Sure.
So I'm gonna let's unmute Serafina first.
Mhm.
Hi, again.
Hi.
Hi. Well, with Surgical, we have the card where you could swipe. You all considering that as well in the future, or?
Yes, it's definitely something for the future. We, Surgical had the card, as you would know, Beacon does not. In the future, however, we at Genesis actually have developed a network. So the plan going forward is that Beacon will adopt this network, and members of the credit union can eventually use this card and go to these providers and swipe and use it. Right
Yes,
now,
because
right now it's in a testing phase because we actually have we're doing some testing with the providers to see how it will work, but it's definitely something that will be there in the future.
okay, great. It's good to hear that. Also, whilst you on that, in terms of after you submit your claim, is it possible that you could have your refund into your account, your bank account?
Definitely.
Okay.
So the way forward now is that all insurers are trying to get away from this physical check.
That's correct.
So when you enroll on the Beacon plan, there's the enrollment form and the ACH form, as I mentioned. The ACH
Yes.
form will have your bank information, which is where the insurer could now send your claims directly to your account.
Yes, because we are accustomed to Surgical doing that. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
And it's very convenient as well.
Definitely. That is the procedure going forward.
Okay, great. Well, because I'm already a member. Well, I guess they would have
Okay.
transferred me. So I guess I just have to put in the online information. Yes.
Correct.
Okay, great. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Sure, no problem.
We have a next one coming in from Angela.
Mhm.
So Angela.
Thank you. I wanted to find, you said that family would be considered spouse, your child, stepchild, adopted children.
Yes.
Now, you know, in Trinidad and Tobago, families are configured in not in normal way, but you may have like, you may be thinking about your niece, your nephew, and so on. I want to know what it is you all have in place for that, if proof is required, that kind of thing, for them to be on the plan.
So basically, there's supposed to be a trust between the person enrolling and the insurer. So basically, if your name, all right, your name is Angela. So sorry, so say my name is Imran Daniel, and my daughter's name is Jane Doe. I would then, as the insurer, ask for the birth certificate for Jane Doe, because you are saying that is my daughter, right? The birth certificate will show that, yes, we are father and daughter, but just different last names. So in the event that you want to place your niece as your dependent and say that she is your daughter, whatever the case is, we will therefore ask for the birth certificate, which will show that she is not your child. In the event
So
of stepchildren,
so you're saying it must be children of the person who yeah, they must be children of the insured persons.
Right, in some form or fashion. Even if you are adopted children, there are legal court documents to prove that.
Right.
Right. Even if
that
you
is
are
what
saying,
I wanted to find out.
Right. So even if you are saying that you have stepchildren, then they would need some letter from the parent themselves to say that yes, this is my child, but so and so is the case. There will be
Okay.
some kind of checks and balances, but
Right.
but like I say, they would trust that the person is actually telling the truth, because like you mentioned, we have very not confusing but conflicting family relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, what about parents? No?
No, parents are not considered immediate family.
Okay then.
Yes.
Clear. I'm very clear.
Great.
Thank you.
So.
We have the next one coming in from Nicole. Nicole.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Daniel, and to everyone listening.
Hi.
Coming back on family, okay, I am a member, right, of PSCU, and I would like my spouse to be on the plan like for other family members. Do they have to be members of the credit union?
Sorry, Miss Forward, you're sounding very, very faint.
You hearing me any better?
A little better, yes.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you a little better.
Okay, right. Concerning the family plan, I am a member of the credit union, right? And
Right.
if I would like a member to be on the plan, do they have to be members of the credit union as well?
No, no, they don't. Once you as the insured person are the member, you can add your spouse or children if you want.
Okay, thank you. And I have two more short questions.
Sure.
Would most hospitals be, private hospitals will be, and doctors will be accepting this plan, right?
Yes, of course.
All right. And the claim, if say like I prefer my claim not to be deposited in my bank account, is it possible for it to be deposited in my credit union account?
That is something now you will have to talk to the credit union about, because when you eventually look at the ACH form, which is the banking form, they actually have all the major banks on the form, and they ask for the account numbers. It is something that you might have to talk to the credit union with. I shouldn't see it being a problem once they're willing to accept the payment from Beacon, I guess, straight to your credit union account.
Okay, thank you.
But that is a discussion between us and PSU further.
Okay then, thank you very much.
Sure, no problem.
We have one coming in from Chelsea Smart. Chelsea.
Hello.
Hi.
I just wanted some clarification on the schedule of benefits as it relates to like the doctor visits. Are you saying that like for the office, which is $250, that is a cap?
For the 66.99?
No, for the under 65. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just now, let me just see.
Or was it 300, I think?
300.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that a cap?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
so
so
if
if I go to the doctor and my visit costs 500, if I claim, I would only get
up to that amount. Correct.
Okay. So 80, y'all will cover 80% of 300, or y'all covering 300?
No, it will be 80% up to that amount.
Right. Okay, got you. So 80% of 300. All right. Okay, thank you so much.
Sure.
We have one coming in from Peter O'Neill. Peter.
How soon after enrolling can one make a claim?
Once you're if you're a new member,
yes,
you have to wait 3 months for dental and vision. Everything else you could go ahead and claim from once you're approved.
Okay, and approval takes up to 3 weeks, you said?
It normally takes 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. Thank you.
Sure.
We have one coming in from Chala Luden. Chala Luden.
Sure.
Hi, good afternoon again. There's 4 critical questions. One, first of all, your comparison. This because this is a closed meeting and it's seeking the interests of PSU members. So your comparison on the market that Beacon is giving us the best bang for our buck, correct?
Yes.
All right, so good. So that's being wise in terms of your scoping and how you came up with the best comparisons. So
Correct.
that's committed from you. Second is regards to the comparison, that whole 80% rule of coverage, because we have general doctors and we have specialist visits, and you appreciate that general doctors are going to $200 to $300 per visit, and specialists start at about $500. So, what's your take on that? About the comparison of that? Are we limited now with the $300 ceiling? What is defined as a doctor?
Well, basically, yeah. I mean, because like I said, they use the normal and the UCR rates. These are the benefits that you find are used the most on medical plans. Doctor's visits, specialists, dental and vision. So they are the drivers of this plan.
Whereas I think surgical was given us by the percentage of the total.
Right.
But now I'm seeing that we are fixed now with a fixed fee of a ceiling, not a percentage. So I think we're losing out on that.
No, it's actually the percentage. The plan is an 80-20 plan. So right. So if your visit is, so basically, if your visit, like the example just now, your visit is say $300, right? You will get back 80% up to the $300.
And it's just $500, 80% of the 500, correct?
No, because your benefit is only $300.
Right, that's what I wanted to be clear about. That for us to know that when we go to a doctor and we understand rates, be it the dentist or be it the optician, what are their rates, and then to know how to budget our own money. Yeah.
Sure.
And the other 2 questions is regards to vision. Could you go to the vision slide? Because this is something I was getting trapped with in terms of cost. When you go to at least under surgical, when you go to do vision, they said vision only covers that $300 benefit, $3,000 benefit only goes to the frame. The eye test is not covered under vision. You have to pay for vision. So, so could you break down what you mean maximum benefit of $3,000? Does that include the eye test plus the frame? Also, or I'm just trying to understand how that is broken down for vision.
Right. The initial test is normally not covered.
Right.
$3,000. The $3,000 would go towards your lens and frames.
Okay, so thanks for clearing that up, because that's a blank and not being clear to us when we approach the vision services. And the last one is overall for smooth application of submission of forms and payment. Could you guide us through that, please? That we make sure, because some of the doctors mess up, they didn't sign something in the back, we had to go back. We didn't sign something in the front, and then are we going to get an email like how surgical does it to tell us that, hey, we did not cover any claim because we erred in a procedure. So this kind of clear up that for us to make sure that we fill out forms properly and we submit form properly. Thank you.
That's a very, very good question. A very good point that you raised. So initially, before COVID, what we do as brokers is that we have designated account executives. So what they used to do was they used to go directly to PSU's head office, sit down, collect the claims, go through each claim at the point of collection and make sure it's stamped, make sure it's signed properly. So right then and there, we could leave the claim with PSU to contact the member, right? So therefore, there's no back and forth and having the claim to go by the insurer, and it takes 2 weeks to come back, like the example you raised. But because of COVID now, what happens is that the claims come to us there's nobody going physically to sit down and go through the claims. The claims would come directly to us in a package or via email. So whereas the insurance unit at PSU will go through the claims, and they are very competent, they go through the claims, check it to make sure we are basically a second pair of eyes, right? So the process will be checked twice, one at PSU, two by us. So there's no additional waiting period for you to wait for your claim to be settled. Granted, now with COVID, it will take a little longer because now the process is not being checked at the point that we pick it up. But that is what normally happens. I hope that answers your question. So the process of the claims goes to PSU, they check it over, they send it to us, we make sure and check it over before it goes to the insurer, whether it be Surgical or Beacon.
All right, we have some questions here in the question and answer. If we are on a medical plan at our job, can we still have this plan, or will it affect our current medical plan?
No, it would not. This would be beneficial to you because now you have two sets of benefits, and now you can claim twice for the same procedure. So if you're all familiar with claim forms, there's a question that actually asks, do you have any other insurance? And you would tick yes, and you would state who the other insurance company is. So what happens in that case is that one insurance company would settle the claim, and whatever they don't cover, they will send that claim directly to the other insurer to settle whatever part is unpaid. So basically in insurance, you will never get back 100% of the money you put out, but with two insurance plans, you would get back as close as possible to that.
All right, next question. Can I submit the claim form and receipts online instead of in person?
Definitely, that is the plan going forward. You could scan and send your claims directly to, well, PSU will have an email address for that. We will also receive the claims via email as well and settle it. As we would all know, due to COVID, this physical presence or physical paper is being phased out. So we would rather everything come via email, if you can.
All right, what is the transfer date of this plan from the current?
The transfer members would have come across between May 1st to the end of May. So they are already on the plan. There's an open enrollment to begin, well, to be decided on by PSU as of next week, June the 1st. They will have to give more information on that. So new members could start coming in since May the 1st gone. They could start joining the credit union, they could start enrolling on the plan. And PSU will now decide as of next week, June 1st, how the open enrollment is going to go.
All right, is there an age limit for children who are placed on the plan?
Yes, so once your child is over 18 years old and in school, they will require a student letter. This child can be covered on this plan up to age 23. After age 23, you are deemed an adult and not a dependent, so they will need to have their own coverage.
All right, if there's a family plan and one spouse passes, does the living spouse continue on the plan or must apply for a new plan?
No, they can. There will be paperwork to fill out, obviously. So what will happen is that they will make the dependent now the insured, and the plan can continue as is, right? But there will definitely be paperwork to fill out, obviously, because it's not automatic. It's something that needs to be done in writing.
All right. I am considering joining the PSU insurance program for the first time. Is it open enrollment?
It's supposed to be open enrollment. Like I said, PSU will have to let us know when they want to start it. They have 1 month open enrollment, so it's wise to use this month of May to do what we're doing now talk about the plan, get it out there, build up interest, and then have the open enrollment after. So let persons hear about the plan, consider it, look at it, they could compare it. And when they realize the plan is better than those out there, they could join when the open enrollment starts. But that is something that will have to be decided by PSCU.
All right. When do claims get stale dated?
Claims get stale dated 90 days after the service date. Not when you drop it into the credit union or not when you email it, the date of service, which means the day that you visited the facility or the lab or the doctor, 90 days after that.
What is the length of time for a claim settlement to be completed?
Claims would normally take 10 to 14 working days once all the information is correct.
Online claims, how will payment bills be verified? Can we scan the fill out claim form and bills, and is this okay?
Sorry, could you repeat that question, please?
All right, they're asking online with regards to the online claims, how will payment be made, be verified? Payment bills be verified?
When payment is sent to a client's account, we normally get a breakdown of the claim, which is also emailed to the client.
All right, will you be getting a swipe card to make claims, or do we have to pay and submit a claim?
No, Beacon does not have a swipe card as yet. The only insurers that have swipe cards are Guardian and Surgical. At this point in time, Beacon does not have any. So you will have to pay first and then claim after. In the event of a major procedure or surgery, what happens is that the member will receive or will get an invoice from the facility or the doctor, which will be sent to Beacon, and Beacon will therefore let you know upfront what they will pay towards the doctor or the facility for the procedure and what they themselves have to pay on their own. It's called a pre-certification, and it's normally done for large procedures or procedures that cost a lot of money.
All right. So my mother's, who is 70 years old, has to take the member only plan, or does she fall under the family bracket?
No, if your mother wants to join the plan, she'll have to be on her own. Family is only spouse, children, adopted children, stepchildren. Common law.
Is premium expected to be increased? And if so, why? I started paying a premium and it was increased a few times.
Right, so this is so premiums are based on the group performance. So what that means is that if your claims during the year are more than the premiums you pay, then you would most likely have an increase in premium, because the insurer themselves, they have to manage their cost as well, right? This is why there are caps on certain benefits. This is why there's a cap on the coverage for persons under 65 for the first year. So basically, yes, you want people to come onto the plan, but you don't want everybody to come on the plan with terminal illnesses to drive up the cost of the plan. Because once you have the cost of the plan going up, a lot of claims made versus the premiums paid, you will have an increase. So this is where we have certain limits on the benefits. This is why we have caps to avoid that. And PSU normally does not have a significant increase in premiums. And these benefits and pricing and the traction that we plan to get from new members joining, we are hoping that this is not the case. And as the track record has shown, it may not be the case.
Right. Will I get an email advising that my claim has been or is about to be deposited in my bank account?
Yes. So that is the facility that we are trying to arrange. That excuse me, my laptop is dying. Just 1 second. Right, sorry about that. Right, so the facility is that when the monies are deposited to the account, we will send an email to the member, let them know that monies are supposed to be sent to the account, and here is the breakdown of the claim.
All right, so we have some raised hands.
Sure.
So Natanya, I'll go to you first. All right, Natanya.
Sorry, hearing me now?
Hello, Natanya, how are you?
Oh gosh, I'm doing well. Thank you. Guys, good evening. Asking a question for Miss Hugh here, right?
Sure.
She would have been transitioning with us had she not come off the plan. But let's just say, suppose she was transitioning, she would have been a member plus one retiree. However, the transitioning age for retiree, she's below that now. So she will be in the 229.50 bracket. However, her spouse is over the age, he's over 65. So he's in the retiree section. How we treat with persons like that?
We would have to work with Beacon with the premiums because previously it was a prorated premium with Sackville. We are actually trying to get it to the point where it will fall under the insured, right?
It falls under the insured.
We're trying to get that in writing and specified. I know it's something we had spoke about last week.
Yeah.
I can always confirm that with you by the end of the week.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, so we have one coming in from Angela.
Sure.
Angela.
Yes, me again. What happens if a child on the plan has a pre-existing condition? Will they be covered?
Once they are new members?
Yeah.
Yes, they will be covered, but only up to the certain amount for the first year.
Okay, the 2,500.
Correct.
Okay, and that 2,500 is for each member that is on the plan.
Yes.
Okay. How soon do you think they will introduce these swipe cards?
Like I say, it's in the test. It's actually, we have a guinea pig right now. So we're hoping that so far things are going great. So COVID has affected a lot of our rollout and procedures because people choosing not to go physically to the doctor unless they have COVID or very, very sick. So we can't really see real time how it's working out, but so far it is. We are hoping probably by the third quarter, maybe, we should be able to introduce it. But so far it's been working okay with our test cases.
Okay, so well, hopefully we will get an extension of the period to apply, given COVID and given holidays. Just putting a plug out there.
Sure, no problem. We can definitely speak to Beacon about that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one coming in from Nicola.
Hi, are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
Hi, good afternoon. I was wondering, I think you have answered my questions already. I am a mother, early members, but I was wondering if I should take like a member only plan or a family plan. Or a family plan.
You say you're a member only?
No, I mean I am a mother, both members of PSCU. I was wondering if I should take the member only plan or take the family plan because I am 27. So I was wondering if I should take the member plan or the family plan. Yeah, so what I'm saying?
No, sorry, I'm confused.
Because I heard you said the tower is up to like 23. Yeah.
Right, so the 23 is for your dependent children. So if you have children still in school, they will be covered as your dependent up to age 23 years old.
Oh, so I could take I'm a mother, I could take the family plan. The
Right, so you have
package.
dependents?
No.
Oh, so just you alone then?
Well, yeah.
Right, so therefore you will be a member only.
Member only. Okay, all right. Well, that's it. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, we have one coming in from Chelsea. So Chelsea.
Hi, I saw on your website you have the list of your medical provider network. How are claims treated for persons outside of, places outside of that network?
Right, so the network that you have, that we have online, it's a network that we are building out currently.
Okay.
Which means that it's not for use to the public as yet, but there are providers that look at the listing and they want to join as well. Okay. Because like everything else, they want to see who's doing it too before they join.
Right. So for some, like let's say a place for vision that's not on that list, it doesn't affect your claim?
No. Okay. So the plan you have now does not concern that network.
Okay.
The plan you have now does not have a network at all. So you can claim from anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, what we have on our site is the network that we are building out and is not pertaining to PSU in any way at all.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, so I have 3 more raised hands. So that's going to take the last 3 raised hands and then clear the Q&A chat, and I guess we could wrap up after that.
No problem.
Yeah. So Andra,
hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. I have some concern with the pre-existing condition, right?
Sure.
Said that the first 12 months they cover up to 2,500. What happens when you go into the second year now? The condition is covered like normal, the pre-existing condition, no limit to anything?
Correct.
Oh, that was my concern because everybody talking about the first 12 months. I want to know what happened to the after that.
No, you'll be covered after that. Like I said before, it's a plan protection. What's we're looking for? It's a plan protection mechanism so that people don't join the plan and just drive up the costs of the plan.
Oh, okay.
Because people who come with pre-existing conditions will tend to have a lot of claims and they will claim heavily.
Right.
So we have to put something in place to guard the plan that it doesn't get out of control in the first year.
Oh, okay. That was my biggest concern. Like I wanted to know what would happen, what's happening with the second year.
Right.
So if you come in with 2 pre-existing conditions, what happened in the second year if you look to claim again? So that was covered there. Thanks.
And this is only for the under 65, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Yes. Yes, thanks.
Okay.
all right, Peter, so you have the mic now.
Yes, I don't know if I missed it, but are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, just wondered if I missed it, but are prescriptions covered?
Yes, they are.
Up to the same 80%?
Yes, they are. Correct.
Thank you.
So Petra,
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Imran, good afternoon. My question is, well, as Peter, not sure if I missed it, but is there anything in place in terms of if you have to get a medical equipment, let's say a wheelchair, I don't know if I missed it. Is there any coverage for that?
Yes, there is. It falls under durable and medical equipment, which means that any equipment that you need to use outside the hospital. So wheelchairs will be covered.
And that, so that is the same 80%.
Correct.
Coverage cost.
Correct.
Another question that I had, okay, so let's say for instance, for the family, right? And I may have a medical expense for one of my child that may be over the allotted, over the 2,500 for him, right? Could it be passed on? Because I think it's 2,500 per person. And if one of the, let's say, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Let's say the procedure or whatever he has to do is more than 2,500. Is it possible that I could transfer my 2,500 to my child?
No, that's not possible. No.
No, it's not. Okay.
No.
And one last question is that is there by chance anything in place for children that are special needs, or they just fall under the class of child and that's it?
That is an excellent question. They will fall under the class of child, but with special needs kids, depending on the need, I know they will have things like occupational therapy and speech therapy and those kind of therapies. Those things, unfortunately, not in this plan.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much, Imran. It was a very informative seminar or session.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Imran. So I'm going to read out some of the questions in the Q&A. So the first one is, will the beneficiary receive 100,000 for accidental death benefit?
No, so basically it's broken down into two categories. One is natural death, which is the $50,000. And then if you die by accident, in an accident, say an accident, car accident, something like that, then the beneficiary will receive an additional $50,000. So it's not automatic. You have to die by accident for the beneficiary to receive the extra funds. So you die regardless of what, it's a guaranteed $50,000. If it's an accident, then the other part will kick in.
All right. What is considered a pre-existing condition? Is it once the person is not on medications or attends clinics?
No, pre-existing conditions in insurance terms are conditions that you know or don't know about. So basically, what should be happening is that people should do annual checkups, which most of us don't, right? Should do annual checkups to make sure that they're in good health, whatever the case is. And by doing those things, you are able to pick up if you are headed towards a pre-existing condition or if you have one. Now with pre-existing conditions, it is stated that it is what you know or don't know. So you can't come afterwards and say, well, I didn't know I had diabetes or didn't know I had hypertension. This will be considered as a pre-existing condition.
All right. Are you considering putting out a list of packages available at recommended providers regarding annual checkups, etc.?
No, this is something that we do on a case-by-case basis. So for each member, they, because not all members wanna, because we deal with different providers. So there's not a standard package for everybody. So somebody might want one, somebody might want to use the whole 1,500, they might want to use one for say 500. or 1,000 or the whole thing, we arrange specifically because some members also, they want to have specific tests done. So these packages are tailor-made for each person because maybe somebody might not want to do a lipid profile or they might not want to do a PSA, right? We create the package for whatever need the member might have.
Okay, I was enrolled in a Beacon group plan previously. We used to have Beacon card whereby at Super Farm will have to pay 20% only. Is this still available?
Yes, it is. It will be.
My wife and me are retirees aged 63. What should we enroll as and at what cost?
It's a husband and wife?
Yeah.
Right, so they would be in the under 65 category and they would be paying member plus one.
Can I change during the plan from member plus one to just member?
Definitely, you can add and delete anybody you want at any point in time.
All right. Can the surgical benefits be explained again, please?
Sure, the surgical benefits. So you have a surgery to do. The benefit will be 80% of whatever the surgery is, up to the usual and reasonable cost. So this is why we encourage people to have a pre-certification done, which is whereby they will know exactly beforehand what will be covered, how much will be covered, and what their payment is.
All right, so we have two more questions. First one is, can you provide some more information regarding the pre-health system service offered by your office?
Pre-health?
Pre-health system service offered by your office.
Not understanding pre-health services. Is it preventative services, trying to say, or?
So can the person who sent that question clarify? And by the meantime, I'll read the last question. So I see next. This question is, please remind me about applying for this insurance. Will it be online or do I need to go to PSU personally?
You'll need to, you can print the forms online or the forms can be sent to you via email, because I'm not sure if the Beacon forms are up on the website for PSU. So you could have the forms emailed to you directly. You could print them, sign them, and send them directly back to PSU via email. There's no need for the hard copy forms, and there's no need for you to come into the office directly if you don't need to.
All right, so last question, will speech therapy and occupational therapy for special needs children be added to this plan later on?
I guess something we could talk to Beacon about. I know it was asked just now. The insurers will normally cover the occupational therapy. Some might cover the speech therapy alone. You rarely see that they cover both, but it's something we could always talk to the insurer about. Any other questions? Hello?
No more further questions, Imran.
All right.
So you can.
If that is the case, I'd like to thank everybody for logging in. There were a lot of good questions. I hope you all are very clear on what you'll need to do to join the plan or join the criteria on the whole. I'd like to thank PSU for inviting us to come and talk about the plan. And I'm sure we'll have some follow-up webinars again coming up. it was our pleasure, Genesis, to assist you all. If anybody needs to reach out to me, they could contact me on 375-6910, or they could call the credit union directly and speak to the insurance unit and find out more about the plan. Yeah, they could look up PSCU online, or they could look up Genesis online and find out information. Right? I guess with that being said, thanks everybody for coming out.
Imran, Imran.
Yeah.
So we're gonna post the link for the survey.
Okay.
All right, guys. So for all the person who attended, that's let them know we just posted the link for the survey, right? So all right, Imran, thanks again for wonderful webinar.
Sure, thanks everybody. Have a safe afternoon. I know it's late. Those who are out, please get home safe and be careful out there. Thanks again.